All right, so on page 306, the types of assessment measures. It says there's four types of measures in this section. Diagnostic measures, one important purpose of testing is to determine as what level a student is functioning compared to the level at which he or she should be able to function developmentally. So making those comparisons, where are they beginning at? These types of assessments provide an array of questions and tasks for a student to perform in specific areas such as reading, writing, mathematics, or motor skills. And as the student performs each task successfully, she or he is given another more difficult question. So it would be like we're moving up the ladder of the Bloom's taxonomy, going from very simple to more complex, and we see how far they can go. Diagnostic assessments are also used to determine the need for special services or accommodations, those IEPs, if there's a learning disability, if there's something going on with a behavior modification that needs to be done because it's affecting how the students are learning. All right, the next one is the norm reference measures. Norm reference assessments are used to demonstrate who is best in some area. With norm reference assessment, the student's performance is compared with that of a normal group of similar individuals. Often these are referred to as standardized tests, and that's what the TCAPs have always been. Our scores would be compared to other scores across the world, across the nation. These types of assessments do not reveal all that an individual child knows or is able to do, because it's those A, B, C, D choices. And then that's compared. If I'm not a good test taker, or if I'm an extremely good, effective test taker, and I can guess my way through, that doesn't necessarily tell what I know or don't know. In some ways, non-reference measures are like a contest. It's expected that some students will excel and others will fail. That's just how it rolls. Norm reference measures are missed more often than most other assessments. Misused more often than other assessments. Norm reference tests typically sample only a portion of what students in a particular class are expected to know and do. Therefore, the student may not be performing well in those areas measured by the test, but may be doing well in other areas. So I could be excelling in things that are not even tested. Let's say, for instance, used to be 5th grade did not test exponents in math. Well, I may have students who could score 100% on the exponents, but they can't do adding fractions. So, I guess that is one of the downfalls of the norm reference. How do you decide what is important and what students will benefit the most from? As I'm thinking about that, I'm thinking about one of the tested skills was the area of a triangle. Well, I don't know. How often are you going to use that in the real world? I can say I've never used it other than the teaching moments that I've had with it. So these norm reference measures, someone determines what's going to be tested, and if a student doesn't do well on those, then you're not up to par, and that's part of the problem with them. All right, the third type of measure is the criterion reference measures. Criterion reference assessments compare a student's performance with a specific type of accomplishment or criteria. On page 308, most classroom tests should measure students' knowledge in a criterion reference manner. That way, it's specific to everything you're teaching would actually be measured, and are they getting it? The capstone summative assessments is the fourth one. Capstone or summative assessments can be developed to celebrate a milestone accomplished, or to demonstrate how well a person has mastered something. These types of assessments are used near the end of major accomplishments such as completion of a course, a recital, graduation, EOCs in high school, those kind of end projects. In schools, most capstone assessments come at the end of the school year, and it's a final, did you get what you should have gotten, and here's the test to prove it. Not sure that everything we use right now is a good measure, because I can see flaws, and I'm sure you can see flaws in all of them, and I don't, a test should not make or break a student. It doesn't. A low ACT score doesn't mean that I don't know anything or that I'm dumb. It could possibly mean I just don't test well. So I don't know. I struggle in the testing assessment area, because I feel like there ought to be a different means by grading you. As I look at your group, the chosen ones, I look at you, and I look how far you've come, and how much more advanced you are than students in the past. Now, your scores, your test scores are about the same. There's not been much difference there, but I'm looking at the quality of work that comes out at the end of the day. You by far have made the greatest gains. So I don't know. Assessments is a hard piece because you have to be able to, on paper, show a parent why a student has an A, a B, a C, or D, and F. You're going to have something down so the state knows this is why they're not doing well, or this is how I've been doing it. So I know we have to have it. I'm just not sure we've got the right frame of mind yet. I don't know what the answer. Maybe that'll be the next thing on my bucket list to take care of.